Yo, yo, what's poppin'? Hey, we are going to do some Fortnite time gameplay. You read the title, you know what we're doing. We are going to do the Galaxy box fights tutorial, and it's gonna be great. Trust me, or don't. I can understand not that trustworthy when it comes to Fortnite. Also, this is like my 6th attempt, so can we get 5 likes on this video? That would be sick. Alright, so essentially, the Galaxy Box Fights arena thing, it's not going to be like
Super simple.
but it's not going to be super difficult. So you should be able to get it done in probably a day. That's how long it took me. So we set the portal to here, and we'll get going. Welcome back. We got our Galaxy Box Fights starting area. I'll have that as a bonus bit in the end. But we're going to focus on this. Now, right now it kind of looks dumb, but when you're inside, it is a seamless galaxy type theme, and these disappear when you're in the game. So that's what we're going to be working towards, and yeah. So essentially, let me head over here to show you this. This is what your spawn areas are going to look like. I recommend a 9x9 little surface. You can mark it out by doing wood planks across the ground in a 9x9 area. But overall, you're going to need about 16 spawn plates if you want to accommodate for the maximum amount of spawns that you can have in creative, as in 16 people per creative match. So, the spawn plate itself, you're probably not going to want to use it as an island start if you want to do that up there. But visible during games, I would also put that at no, because it looks way better without it being visible. In team, I would recommend any, so that way it's a random spawn place for anyone around the map, around your box fight thing. Alright, so now for this little border thing. What you're going to want to do is make this sort of L shape over here. Take out your phone, press R and R to select both of these, or it depends if your button is different. You can see in the left, R is my select button, which is unedited from the original select. And you're going to want to paste that directly below. Alright, so you're going to want to have that floor aligned with the floor above that has the spawn plate on it. And once you do that, you're going to want to take a barrier, place it on the bottom, and then take a mutator zone and place it on the wall that's connected to the floor. Alright, so we're going to go to the barrier first. So if you want that cool Galaxy Starfield design, then what you're going to want to do is switch this to either Nebula Purple, which I recommend. Any Nebula works, but I recommend Nebula Purple. Or Starfield. Starfield is the one that I use in my box fight. And I gotta say, it looks amazing, and it's super disorienting, which is kind of a thing that I was going for. And then eventually I'll set up a storm inside of there. But this is the mutator zone. So essentially what you're going to want to do, there's only pretty much 2 changes you want to make. Zone depth being 5, disable when receiving from channel 1. Alright, so now that we've gone over a little bit of that, let's go back to the barrier and do the rest of the things. So the zone shape has to be hollow. Trust me, it really has to. That's incredibly important. Barrier height 3, or depending on how high your map needs to be. If you want to have a too high fighting space, where you can box fight at, then I would set it at 3. But if you want to have a 3 high, then you set it at 4. Just pretty much add 1 to your box fight height. And pretty much the same with the mutator zone. You're going to want to do 7 for the zone depth if it's 3 high, and 3 if it's 1 high. Alright, so the disable when receiving from channel 1 is also needing to be set. If you have any channels already set in your map, then use a free channel. If you aren't sure, then you're probably not using a channel. And then it should look similar to this. And remember, you can change any of the looks afterward or whenever you want to. And you got to set up about 16 of those inside of a little area that you have your fighting at. And now we are going to set up the barriers. So I'm going to tell mine about I'm going to explain mine in the 9x9 fashion that I have it at. So that way, you know, you can just copy what I do, but I'll tell you some different parameters if you want a different size. So essentially, you need a barrier thing one above the height of your box fight arena. Like if you want to have a too high box fight arena, like about this high, then you place the barrier up right there. Okay, you following? So essentially, you place the barrier on the floor above where you want it at, and the barrier that we placed in the ground will make that pretty much invisible, so don't worry about that. So you're going to want to make the barrier style Starfield, or at least the same barrier style as the one underground is going to be. The zone shape has to be hollow, barrier width 9, barrier depth 9, or the dimensions of your box fight arena. Make sure this is in the center. That's very important. And the barrier height is going to be 3, so that way it aligns with the ground. So I would recommend just counting 1, 2, 3 if you aren't really sure. Or like if you have a 4 high type thing, then make sure to, you know, put 4 for the height. Yeah. So now what we need to do is go onto the ground, take that L shape design that I was talking to you about earlier, paste it down, and paste a barrier on top of that in the center of your area, but under the map. So you're going to want to set this to the same barrier style as the one above. The zone shape has to be hollow. Barrier width 9, depth 9, because that matches the size of the map. Make sure this is in the center, that's very important. Barrier height has to be 3. It's 1 under the total height that it takes to get to that barrier at the top. So let me explain. So this barrier is 1, right? 2, 3, 4 away from this top barrier, right? So the number that we need here is 3. So that way you can't see that barrier and you can't see that barrier. So yeah, once you do that, you will have this seamless design. You can do the sort of design that I did, where I did 1 out, so that way you can't see the walls touching. And then just crossed and place the barrier there, and then crossed and then down. But, you know, you can do any design. After you've done that, you can do a team settings and inventory type thing, and just have it do all teams, and then just put the items that you want them to have in that. If you don't want them to have max wood, I would recommend putting ammo in that as well. So over here is the spawn thing for when you first join the island and the game isn't started. So you're going to want to have all of the spawn plates to be set to use island start no, but this one is going to have yes. And then you can also set that to no or yes, it doesn't really matter. Team none, so that way nobody that's in the game gets spawned over here instead of in the actual game. So welcome to Galaxy Box Fights. Woo! Alright, so essentially these are a billboard. I just placed down a billboard, and if you really want to like follow these same settings, then I'll just scroll through and pause as I'm going. Alright, so that's pretty much all the options. Wait, let me go over here. Hopefully you get all of these options. But yeah, it's pretty much the same for all of these. You can adjust it to your liking. I'm not here to tell you how to do this, really. And once you set that up in the sky just a bit, then you do the same barrier style design as I showed you before. So there's one up there, right? And there's one down here. And yeah, that allows for a seamless look when you're inside. You can't see any barriers, only the spawn pad. So yeah, that's pretty much how you make the Galaxy box fights. I think I'm going to make a part 2 where I work on the storm, and I can show you how to make that. But overall, that is about it, so thank you for watching.